Parents have to understand that future that is so unpredictable.
The biggest threat that we see is from artificial intelligence. But can you tell me one thing very frankly, that how many works of a plumber can an artificial intelligence do?
The entire academic ecosystem should be in tandem with this.
So today teachers are not just teaching.
We found out that there were problems in the family, and this teacher became the best advisor.
Hello everyone. Today we are here to discuss about exams and preparation for exams, a topic which is very close to our heart, and for the mental well-being of children, which is so important in today's day and age. Board exams are often treated as a turning point of a student's life, sometimes more important than it actually is. Today we are not here to discuss any tricks and formulas. We are here to talk honestly about preparation, expectation, the mental health and well-being of the students for the preparation of board exams and how to do it. Today we have with us Mrs. Savita Shah, Academic Director of Aditya Academic Group of Schools, Mrs. Shohini Bhattacharya, Psychological Counselor of Aditya Academy. We have Shumona Shah, Principal Aditya Academy Barasat. We have with us Mrs. Meghna Ghoshal, Principal Aditya Academy Damdam. And we have with us Dr. Aditya Srimali, Dental Surgeon and Aditya Academy Alumni. Preparation isn't just about books and schedules, it's about preparation at home and in school. So let's start there with my first question being from Ms. Meghna ma'am. When we say board preparation, what does that actually mean to you? And in today's day, how has it changed from the past?
If we talk about change, I would go for paradigm shift, because if we see the current trends in the board papers, we see that the questions are mostly application based, which means that the entire system of rote learning is now changing into concept-based learning, and where the critical thinking is coming. And this is not just only tested on papers. It is in general done all through the year when the student is being taught in the class. The entire concept is more done on a qualitative level rather than finishing of the syllabus, which is on a quantitative level. So I feel that it's more of testing a child's understanding in a different setup, and that particular manifestation happens only when a child understands the concept, internalizes it, and then apply it in a different context altogether. And that's precisely what prepares a child for the future, because a future is all about application of our basic learning that we have at different stages of academic life. It begins from the school. I would say that it begins from the kindergarten, which takes up to the different levels, and then finally, super specialization happening at the university level. It's all a continuum that we all follow. So I feel that this is the major shift that we observe in today's board exam perspective, if we see and try to analyze.
Plus the future that is so unpredictable with everything happening, so context, understanding the context is very important when it comes to understanding of subjects, and not just rote learning that we have grown up with probably. Yeah. My next question would be to Shumona ma'am. Where do you feel that students get more confused? Is it the time, is it the syllabus, or is it the expectation of the exam?
Syllabus has got nothing confusing, it's given to them. The point or the place where they know they've got a problem is prioritizing. And I believe the most important topic of discussion is time management. Because syllabus is known, kind of questions, question paper, everything is known. The format is known. What makes a major difference is managing time and prioritizing. These two a child has to focus on with the help of teachers and parents. Because at home, parents need to guide him. In school, the teachers will guide him. He has to sit and amalgamate both, take down time and make a schedule for himself, when to do what. If he follows the schedule and prioritizing the subjects which can be more scoring and which he is good, I think that way if he follows a regimen every single day, I think that will help him a lot. Because nowadays, it's more we are all focused. The school has got its own expectations from a child. Parents have got expectations. The child, we forget that the child has got certain expectations from himself. So that also has to be highlighted. Talk to the child, find out what he actually wants. It's not that a child has to live a parent's or a teacher's dream. He has got dreams of his own. We need to inculcate that and nurture that in a child. I feel that's most important.
So time management and
Very important.
being on top of being able to manage the time, even during the exams, I
Yes,
feel,
ma'am.
being able to manage the question paper with
Which
the time.
the answers which he knows best.
Absolutely. That is so important for
So
the school
important.
to be able to teach the
Yes,
children
yes,
that
ma'am.
as well. My next question is to Ms. Savita Shah. How does the school prepare students without creating fear in them? So exams have become like such a fear factor, and especially board exams. I feel all the children are groomed for it and everything. So there's a certain fear that comes along with it. And how should they prepare for it?
First of all, ma'am, we need to understand that we need to strike a right balance between the academics and the well-being. Rightly said, our principals have mentioned that from primary level, we are teaching them. They have the grade system so that the fear doesn't get into them of marks. Then again, coming to the primary section, secondary level, the marks are entering. So they get marks. Parents, teachers, school has got their expectations, as ma'am also mentioned. But it is a process where we need to understand if the concept is clear for the children. I think our half work is done. Yes, but rightly said, fear is always there. All fingers are not seen. So in the school or in the classroom situation, in every batch, we do find children who are weak in maths. It's up to us how we deal with them. We need to counsel them. We need to take the parents into, our stride, and we have to tell them that not only practice will do, but we need to show certain tips where suppose you're having a maths exam, which topic has got more marks, teachers guide them accordingly and train them accordingly, make them practice that much so that at least they get a 60% in that. I think, children should be told that instead of going for a big chapter in any subject, because suppose social science, we have seen it's a big chapter. We teachers, I think, guide in school that let us go for small chunks and just go for small assessments also, where seeing their marks, if it was earlier 4 out of 10, maybe the next time it becomes 6 out of 10. So that itself raises their confidence. So soon it builds up their, confidence, and they start feeling ease. So that is how I think we should understand that our children will become at ease and they will prepare much better for the next exam.
Exactly, here I agree with you on this point, that instead of forcing them to excel, why not accumulate those small good things? Like when a baby is born, we never ask them to run at the first time. They first learn how to turn, roll, crawl, then they start walking. And when they are walking, the parents, they help them. They'll stand up, they'll fall, they'll again. So why during exams we see these things happen, that whenever they are falling down, whenever they are not having those good grades, why are we just not helping them?
Instead
We are
of
not
helping
holding
them, we are pointing a finger.
We are
which becomes
actually
even more
burdening them
difficult.
up.
I would suggest here also that children, when they are giving the exams, at times we have seen they are not prepared for that day's exams. Rather making it, very rigid that no, you have to appear for that exam. We should, give them that freeness that yes, okay, after 1 week you come back, be ready, prepared, and give this exam. What happens? The child automatically gets a little bit at ease, and comfortableness is very much necessary when they are preparing for the board exam. What best other than that starts in school? Because end of the day, we are, making our children ready for the life, not for just for these exams. So that is the main motto of us, I believe.
Here, I would like to add on because I feel that the entire academic ecosystem should be in tandem with this, because ultimately, if all of us are not thinking in the same direction, we will not be able to help a child. Because at the end of the day, the parents as partners in education are in tandem with the teachers, because if at all the exam is rescheduled, the parents should not take it as a detrimental effect on the child. The parent should be supportive towards the child, thinking that it might be possible that that day was not meant for the child. The child may not be in the proper emotional and mental framework to do the exam, and that's absolutely fine, because modern day education does talk about flexibility, while in India we are still struggling to achieve that. But in West, we have already achieved. And yes, of course, when we talk about population numbers, I do understand that why Indian education system still harps upon, the survival of the fittest. But then we really cannot help that. But I think as time goes by, we
will
need
be
to
able to
adapt
find
to
solutions.
a better, solution, because ultimately the children are the future, and the future itself is extremely individualistic.
Absolutely.
And on a very smaller scale, I feel that encouragement at any point of time to any one person,
Exactly.
it can make a child or anyone excel in whatever he wants to do.
Absolutely.
It has happened in our school also, we have seen. A child, when he was small, we had always shunned the child. But there was one particular teacher who took the child aside, kept talking. And talking, we found out that there were problems in the family. And this teacher became the best advisor. Gradually encouraging the child. He did wonderfully in the boards. And today he's a very established professor in a foreign university. So we can do wonders.
So today teachers are not just teaching. They are
Teachers are
also
always the
their
mother of
guides,
all
their guides, their-
professions.
absolutely.
We're the best guides.
Sometimes we also should know when and how to put the reinforcement, so that the child can take, okay, if I need to, hear that great word, then I have to do this much work. I have to
have
give
to
this
work
much
harder at
effort.
To strive
Exactly.
towards perfection.
So, and the fear, what the main thing, ma'am, fear, I believe that fear is not only of the child, it is of the parents' fear. Parents are actually getting fear, so they are just, just transfer the
Transmitting
fear
it to them.
to their children. So, I believe that parents should learn how to cope with the situation, how to cope with their surrounding, because the surrounding, after all, they are struggling, so they are just transferring the fear to their children. It is very much important, and as all the ma'ams are saying, it is very much important for a holistic well-being. So that because system is like that only, even system is improving, education system is improving, everything is the same way is going on. Just we should know how to cope with that situation. That is very much important.
So parents counseling is also very
Of
important.
course,
when
very
it
much,
comes
very
to
much,
exams
very
and
much
how to
important.
give exams.
Very much.
Absolutely. So I think a last question I would like to ask Meghna ma'am, since your child is sitting for board examination this year, how are you handling the situation at home and in the school? What is the difference in your own home, and what are the things that you're doing differently?
Here, I would like to bring in one thing, that this year in CBSE, there has been a huge change that they have brought in for class 10. And I would refer to class 10 because my child is appearing for class 10. So they are they have introduced taking exams twice a year, which itself was a shock. So when this circular had come, the first thing I did as an educator and as a parent to apprise the other parents. And that is where we brought in the parents in our school, and we actually oriented them, and there were numerous questions, and in order to help them to understand the thing, we actually studied it, not only us but also the teachers, because they are the immediate contact points for the parents. So we also were extremely cautious about what the teachers are saying, because we all should be on the same page. So the first thing that I would, the first tip rather I would give to all the parents is that do not pressurize the child, because as it is, they are under a lot of strain and lot of stress, because they have their own personal goals. They also want their parents to be satisfied. They also have certain commitments given to their own teachers. So as it is, they are under tremendous stress from multiple dimensions. So as parent, if we are more understanding and if we give them enough space, but also to monitor whether they are having their food regularly, whether they are adequately getting hydrated, because that is something very important. So I would feel that I would rather suggest that it is very important as parents to look after the physical well-being rather than continuously harping on the fact that they are supposed to study every time.
And I think having 2 examinations does not mean they have to sit for the second exam, and the parents have to understand that the re-examination is not necessarily going to bring up the scores. So making every child sit for both the examinations might not make sense for every case.
But this, I would say that it is again giving them a benefit, because in case a child fails to get the desired score in the first exam, the child will also have the second option.
Opportunity, yes.
So,
that opportunity is
so
important.
that opportunities, since CBS is giving the opportunity, the parents should not, pressurize the child for that. So they should let them be as they are.
But I feel there's a dilemma in this. Every time going forward in life, they will not get second chances.
Absolutely.
So why should I always give a child the option of, if you don't do this, you always have a second chance? I feel, we should focus or make the child more focused on getting it right the first time. Like we have always done for eternity, we have been facing that. This second chance, I do not think will always work well with all students. Well, that's my way of thinking about it.
It is all about mindset actually. Because I have heard parents' conversation while ma'am took the orientation that, okay, then if she or he doesn't get 85, maybe for the next exam you can target for 95. So parents are taking it in that way, but that is not actually the thing.
It probably create more pressure.
Yes.
It might become a 70.
Yeah.
Correct.
No, but here I would like to just clear one notion. That is, in the second exam, the child cannot take exams in all the 5 subjects.
Yes.
They can only take exams in the 3 subjects, barring the additional subject. So I think there the pressure is lessened, but at the same time, suppose if the child is sick or if the child doesn't do as per the expectation, it always gives a second option. And ma'am, I would also like to intercept, of course, your perspective. You definitely have a different perspective, but I feel that, we are moving towards modernization, and I feel that plan B has always been our, part and parcel of our life. So, as and when we are progressing, the entire, the gamut of educational assessments are also changing. Because, in foreign countries, we don't have this board exam. It's all the school leaving exam, and school leaving exam is grading them at every day. So the assessments itself is actually going through change, and I think CBSE has just touched the, tip of the iceberg. I think they have miles to go.
No, here I completely don't agree with you, ma'am, because in foreign countries, the things that happen is they start nurturing the children right from the very beginning. They are not grading the school leaving time only. They are grading whether a child, like recently I had a small visit to a very small province of China. We were having a summit there. In that part, I saw that the children from the very beginning, they are getting their education on the basis of what they are capable of. They are good in sports, go for sports. You're good in pottery, go for pottery. They are valuing each and everything right exactly at the same bar. Not that if this child is going to be a doctor, then he is a very good guy, he is going to be a plumber. No. In today's world, the biggest threat that we see is from artificial intelligence. But can you tell me one thing very frankly, that how many works of a plumber can an artificial intelligence do?
Exactly.
None. Carpenters' work? None. But we grade them as very low-grade jobs. But that's not the case there in China. They are grading them as the same level, at the same citizens that they are grading the
Even they
doctors.
are paying high.
No, it's not about payments. I'm not telling
No,
you.
I'm
it's
just,
about the skill.
they value the manual labor, no? That is the thing.
So we are touching CBSE. What they have done is they have given a good chance. They have started the good things. But then again, I'll say that they should have started it from the very ground level instead of getting at that top
agree with you.
version.
It is very
Exactly.
important.
Now they have
We have
made it
got
mandatory in
marks
the middle
throughout.
school.
All of a sudden you decide to be lenient.
Right.
That's what.
So the rubrics of assessment, I think a lot has to be worked upon.
And plus, the society also needs to be able to accept that these jobs are not smaller jobs. I mean, in 20 years' time, they will probably be doing much better than most of the people.
Actually, in new educational policy 2020, there the new government has framed like that ki if you by any chance if you suppose you choose some subject for your higher education, and after 1 year you may think this subject is not good for me, then you can definitely change. But in our time that So provision was not there. So this flexibility is there, and as sir mentioned, it should be put in from ground level. Then the change will come gradually. So CBSE has taken definitely a very good decision, but gradually we hope for the best to be implemented. Yeah.
Closing note, I think what we learned today is time management, communication, reflection on what you're doing, would be some of the tips that we take back from today. And whoever's sitting for their board exams, we are wishing everyone all the best.